Wellington Dukes TV is brought to you by the Sandbanks Bar and Grill. Dukes fans, stop by the Sandbanks Bar and Grill on any home game night wearing your Dukes gear to receive 10% off your meal. The Sandbanks Bar and Grill, 153 Main Street, Wellington, Ontario. It's always better by the water. Once again, and welcome to Wellington Dukes TV. I'm Jason Parks of the Picton Gazette. As always, Wellington Dukes TV is brought to you by the Sandbanks Bar and Grill, 153 Main Street, Wellington. Before the game or after, it's the place to be for Dukes fans. A very special weekend off the ice for the hockey club, and a pretty good weekend for them on the ice, as it was able to secure 3 of a possible 4 points to stay right in the thick of the OJHL's Eastern Division. As of this recording, the Dukes are just 5 points behind division-leading Kingston, with a game in hand and a head-to-head matchup still yet to take place. But perhaps more important than the action on the ice this weekend was the activities off it, as the hockey club honored one of its all-time greats. Wellington and arch-rival Trenton hooking up Friday, but all eyes were at center ice prior to puck drop as the club honored Dukes alumnus Brian Helmer. The Winchester native was joined by his parents Brian Sr. and Joanne, his wife Pam, and children Cade and Ryland, as well as former Dukes including Todd Reed, Stu Tufts, and Mike Sr. A 4-year Duke that went on to set records for games played and points by a defenseman in the American Hockey League, as well as play 146 games in the NHL, Helmer's number 44 was officially retired by the club. Stay tuned for an interview I did with Helmer at the intermission where he talks about his time in Wellington. Back to the game, and Trenton is going to get on the board first as Danny Licio will take the cross-ice feed, and he beats Tyson Teichman to put Trenton up 1-0. Later in the frame, off the face-off, Kyle Patt's seeing eye snapshot will make it through a maze of players and beat Denny Dubelstein, and it's 1-1. In the second, Trenton keeps Teichman busy, and he goes post-to-post to flash the leather to keep the game tied. Stephen Deeg would get the only goal of the frame as he roofs it on the 5-on-3, and it's 2-1 Wellington after 40 minutes. Trenton would open the third with a power play goal, but it would be Luke Brown taking this Eric De Laurentiis feed from behind the net and putting it past Dubelstein for a 3-2 lead with under 7 minutes to play. But later, disaster strikes as a bouncing puck gets through the Wellington defense, and Tyler Donaldson gets the game back to even with a little over 3 minutes remaining. Late into overtime, and Wellington trying to drag the game to a shootout, but Fabrizio Rizzi will beat a screen Teichman, and Trenton will take the game 4-3. Teichman and company back at it on Sunday as they were in North York to play John Carpino and the Rangers. Wellington will get the only goal of the first as Joe McEwen will keep and shoot on the 2-on-1 to put the visitors up 1 after 1. Early in the second, and North York on the man advantage, Carpino will walk in off the half wall and beat Teichman high glove side, and it's 1-1. But just 2 minutes later, off the draw, Andrew Copeland's point shot will get tipped in front by Andrew McCann, and it's 2-1 Dukes. North York will once again tie it up, and it's 2-2 after 2, setting the stage for this. Joel McEwen, fresh out of the penalty box, will take the Chad Thibodeau feed, put a move on Brody Power, walk in and roof the backhand over Jason Pucciarelli to put the Dukes up a goal in the third period. Later in the frame, and Pucciarelli off for the extra attacker, the Dukes will find McEwen and he deposits it into the yawning cage for the hat trick, and the Dukes win 4-2. Just a light weekend for the Dukes this weekend as they host the Burlington Cougars on Friday night and don't play again until next Thursday when they travel to Newmarket to play the Hurricanes. Now, as promised, here's my interview with Brian Helmer along with some of his special moments playing in the American Hockey League.
I wrote this week that if there was a favorite hockey player that Gary Lavender had that came through the organization that wasn't named Lavender, it was probably you. What are your thoughts about Gary and Diane on an evening like this?
Well, I mean, it's I almost teared up out there, especially when Todd mentioned his name, and I wish he was here. He would have had a smile on his face, and I can't say enough about Diane. Both of them, they took me into their house and treated me like a son. And, I was in their family pictures. And that's
Todd mentioned.
Yeah, exactly. And what can you say about that? And I felt like they're my second parents, to be honest with you. And you know, I've got some great memories, and you know, you know, the 4 years went by fast, but I would never give them back for anything. It was a great 4 years, and I'm glad I spent them here in Wellington.
Talk about some of the teammates that you had, and you saw a whole whack of them walk out here tonight, and they wanted to be a part of this event. And talk about the guys in Wellington, maybe even when you were 16 and 17, you were a young guy coming up, and maybe some of the veterans that helped you show you the way of junior A hockey.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you got to start with Todd, because he was the first one I met, and you know, he's got a great sense of humor, and you know, we became really good friends, and then, you know, you look at our captain and Kevin Doyle, and you know, I looked up at him a lot, and the way he played, he was always playing 100% no matter what, and he demanded a lot out of the young guys, but I was really lucky. You know, we had a great bunch of older veteran guys, and you know, they didn't, you know, you hear nightmare stories about how veteran guys treated you in junior, and I never had that. You know, they treated me with respect, and I treated them with respect, and you know, Derek Potts, and you know, Mike Kiley, and I could go on for, you know, every guy that was here had a part of my career. You know, was a part of me being successful in my career. And to see those guys out tonight was a big thrill for me, and I can't wait to go up to the bar and have a drink with them. So
I'll get you out of here on this then. You laced up your hockey skates in like every corner of North America. How far away, and some nights, how far away was Wellington in your mind, and the Wellington Dukes, the Wellington fans?
It wasn't far, to be honest with you. I mean, any person I talked to, and when I said I played in Wellington in junior, they knew exactly where it was. They knew about Gary Lavender. They knew about Foster Bailey. You know, that was, you know, and they knew about the fans and how crazy they were and how passionate of fans they were. Yeah, the Duke Dome, you know, and then you look at a place like this and what they did here, and I hope these young guys appreciate what they're playing in, and because you know, the Duke Dome had its history and it had its atmosphere, but
it's glorified frozen bathtub.
Well, exactly, and but you know, this is a very nice facility, and you know, it's but like I said, I mean, 4 years I was here. It was a great 4 years, and I was glad that I'm part of this of the Wellington Dukes.